Hello, hello, my friends. It is Hondo, and welcome back to the Knights of the Nerd Republic. You know what to do, and stay profitable.
The Nerd Academy podcast is released weekly at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, available on our website at www.thenerdacademypodcast.com and wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also help support the show by going to patreon.com/The Nerd Academy podcast, where every donation allows us to bring you more exciting content every week.
Hello there, and welcome back to Knights of the Nerd Republic, the show where your favorite nerds talk all things about the galaxy far, far away for the last 5 years. I am your host, Jarod, the Dark Jedi Bachman Stubbs, and we have an interesting episode for you guys. We have something that I am very excited about, but with a caveat or two. There's some discourse that needs had, briefly, and not the fun kind where you get the normal crash out from me. I don't think I'm going to crash out because I've gotten most of that out of my system, but we'll see. Either way, I am here. I am not alone. We got the Italian stallion, the Lord Keeper, the One-Eyed Knight, Mr. Conor Jarod.
What's up? Yeah, we got a Star Wars Tila, everybody.
Tila. Oh, don't worry, I have the clip ready for trailer talk. Don't you worry. But it's not just us this week. We also have, I guess I'm going to start calling him the new guy again because he's been gone for so long. Somehow, Kason returned.
Somehow.
And unlike Palpatine, he didn't die one time.
No.
Yeah, didn't clone myself or anything. Just got a little busy.
Your spirit didn't like screw off to another planet or something.
Right. I'm not in a pocket dimension and trying to come back. I'm just, doing other stuff, doing life.
As far as we know, you're not in a pocket dimension.
But I could be.
Yeah.
Kason
This is going to become
maybe in a pocket dimension.
I'm just going to log out and change my thing that my name says real quick.
Yeah. Next thing you know, we'll hear
I'm gonna be like
another
the guy
voice.
I'm going to be like the guy from Screen Crush that's trapped in the TV.
But before we jump in, I'm just going to hit this up top real quick. Brief word from our sponsors over at Sunday's Bloody Mary. You guys know the drill. Sunday's Bloody Mary has the most badass Bloody Mary accoutrement in the galaxy with their 3-time award-winning spicy mix, as well as their mild and traditional mixes if the spice isn't for you. This former bartender trusts only one Bloody Mary mix, and that is Sunday's, the only mix better than a from-scratch Bloody Mary. If you want to shake up your Bloody Mary game for the rest of your days, go to sundaysbloodymary.com/shop and use the code TNAP at checkout, TNAP, to get 10% off your order and help out your favorite nerds while you do it. All of that said, before we start getting into things that we are hyped about and excited over, I want to talk about the Walt Disney Corporation. These are...
What are you doing, Mickey?
These are trying times.
I was about to say that.
But, sorry. But I want to make one thing abundantly clear here. And I think any loyal listeners and viewers of this channel, of this podcast feed, are well aware of how we stand on matters like this.
On business.
Precisely. Now, by the time we're recording this, we are about 8 hours past from when Disney and ABC reinstated Jimmy Kimmel. And I want to make one thing abundantly clear. This is not about Jimmy Kimmel. This isn't even about the passing of one Charlie Kirk. This is about an authoritarian, autocratic regime that has such thin skin and such little respect for the principles they claim so dearly to stand by that they're doing anything and everything to silence their critics at any cost. What Disney and ABC did is unconscionable. and in as many ways unforgivable. I think it is going to leave a bad taste in the mouths of a lot of people. This is not news. Disney is one of the many media companies that settled with Trump ahead of his inauguration to try to assuage the beast. I am Connor. You're a fellow history buff. You have an actual degree, so I guess I'm the buff and you're the expert. I shouldn't say it like that.
I
but
haven't read a lot in a while, so
No.
I haven't really used the degree too much.
still, I recognize, you have actual credentials that I don't, but I can't help but think about so many of the political cartoons in the lead up to World War II about appeasement and about how you can appease the alligator for so long before it is simply ready to eat you, and you can feed the alligator smaller creatures only for so long until it goes, okay, now I'm ready for the main course.
Yeah,
We're
and then when
witnessing-
it's ready for the main course, yeah, kill it.
Yeah, and that's when it's too late already.
So.
And what we're witnessing in real time is appeasement. What we're witnessing in real time is cowardice, and that is the only way to describe it. Disney is the great media empire of our time. The scale, the influence, the power is kind of unmatched. It is they are cartoonishly powerful and have an obscene amount of influence and capability to stand up to the Trump regime, and have chosen not to. They have chosen appeasement in the settlement over the George Stephanopoulos debacle. They chose appeasement when they donated to the inaugural fund. And they chose appeasement again when Jimmy Kimmel made a joke about Donald Trump being a lying fucking huckster, not joking about Charlie Kirk, not making light about his assassination, an act of horrific violence that is all too common that came for him. That that is what Kimmel was punished for, mocking the president by exposing his belly even for a little bit to the opportunity for companies that aren't fucking Disney and their mergers, for Disney to get such cold feet and act so cowardly to indefinitely suspend Jimmy Kimmel Live. The talk of the town has been that the execs at Disney didn't even think what Kimmel did was that bad. Again, that is the reporting that's coming from the major trades, that none of them thought this was warranted, but were too afraid of acts of aggression by the Trump administration. And they appeased. And they saw blowback. There is power in acts of resistance, and even the small ones. Disney did the right thing. They're not going to get my celebration for doing so, because you don't get applauded for putting out a fire you started. What happened is unacceptable, potentially unforgivable. I think it is going to take time for a lot of people to be able to trust in this corporation. Speaking of trusting in corporations, don't. One other nugget I want to hit here, while obviously the more important thing is the constant attacks on free speech that have been happening since day one of the Trump administration, that have been steadily in crescendo. It started with Mahmoud Khalil and his black bagging because he had the audacity to use his First Amendment rights, and has escalated now to billion-dollar corporations and million-dollar stars. Your free speech is under constant attack. Use it as much as you possibly can. That said, the smaller potatoes of this, I think there is too much chaos, carnage, constitutional necrophilia happening to start shaming people for scrounging a small amount of joy out of a very bleak world. I think a lot of the time people use the phrase there is no ethical consumption under capitalism as an excuse to seek out things that they know are objectively terrible and do them anyway. The Harry Potter video game comes to mind, where everybody wanted to make their own wizard and go to Hogwarts and play Harry Potter and the Protocols of the Elders of Zion and play their little blood libel Harry Potter game and spit in the face of trans people. I think the instance of J.K. Rowling, and I'm mostly just doing this to cover my own ass and maintain my own consistency. I think this is a little bit of me being a little thin-skinned on this one and not wanting to be called a hypocrite. In the case of J.K. Rowling, she has said on the record, if you buy my products, you stand by the things I have said. She has said very outwardly, proudly, every single red cent made off of the name Harry Potter will be funneled into ripping away the rights of transgender people. And she has made good on that. Her and her Black Mold Warlock patron. And that, I think, is the very extreme example. From there, I think it's pretty case by case. I don't think any of us can sit here with a straight face and start purity testing each other because we're still excited about Star Wars, even though Disney did an oopsie. Paramount.
I definitely cannot purity test myself as a sports fan.
Exactly my point. Paramount was not hung to dry over the Colbert stuff, even though it was the exact same situation. People can't cancel their Paramount Plus things, and I want to make one thing also clear. I'm not saying that Disney got an unfair shake here. I think the outrage scales to the size of the media outfit. Paramount wasn't hung out to dry like this. Everybody complaining about this situation has done so using Elon Musk's Nazi X the Everything app or Mark Zuckerberg's new crypto-fascist meta networks. And we are sitting here, as you're listening to this, on either Blood Money Apple Podcasts, Military Industrial Complex Spotify, or also aiding and abetting in a fascist regime, Google YouTube. There is no ethical consumption under capitalism because the mechanisms through which we live our lives at this point are all tainted. And this is not Harry Potter level, the individual shepherd of a thing has made it clear your support of their thing will aid their cause. I don't think now is the time to demand people not be excited over the Baby Yoda movie. Because one of the few things keeping me from going thermonuclear is that next year I get to see the Baby Yoda movie. And I'm excited to talk about the fucking Baby Yoda movie. Yeah. And it's okay to feel that way.
Quick interjection.
Please. Because I've been
when
talking
the Kimmel
for
thing
minutes straight.
When the Kimmel thing did happen, I did go in and I did stop my Disney Plus from rebilling. And when they asked why, I put other, and I did put in the comment, you bent the knee to fascism, and I'm not about it.
That's perfectly fine. And again, and I think that that is good. Those types of actions speak volumes and send a clear message. It is that those things are that is not that is a good thing to do. What I don't think what frustrates me are the people who are grandstanding about doing that. Because you posted about it, not you, but these people are largely posting about it on their blood money iPhone, on their slave labor iPhone, to brag about how they canceled one subscription,
Yeah.
And that's my thing. These are trying times. Whatever helps you sleep at night is what you got to do. What were you saying, Kason? I apologize.
There was something else I was going to say a second ago and kind of slipped my mind. you and I both wear like Jordans and Nikes, and like
Yeah.
there's kids in China that are making those that are getting paid a cent an hour or something ridiculous like that, or not
Yeah.
being paid at all. So, you know,
Exactly. There's again, we're all compromised, and this is not again. I don't want, and I hope nobody watching this would ever mistake what I'm saying as a throwing my hands in the air, fuck it, so much as it is a also give yourself the space to enjoy things, because right now that's one of the few things we can kind of just readily be happy about.
right? Like, hey man, every once in a while, I do like some of God's chicken. Every once in a while, I will buy a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. I do not want anybody to be harmed by Chick-fil-A's money.
That's so goddamn funny you mentioned that because
But
I
the
just
chicken's
had
good.
one of their chicken sandwiches today. I just got the the pretzel bun sandwich.
Oh,
Fire,
haven't had
fire.
that yet.
It's
See, here's
really
the thing.
good.
This is how you know how powerful their homophobia is. Every time I eat one, I get sick.
Damn,
Oh,
that's crazy.
I get a little queasy every time. Every
Yeah.
time, because because my little sister's in marching band now. Anytime I go to a football game to see her play, they have Chick-fil-A sandwiches in the concession area, and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm getting this secondhand. I cannot feel guilty about this." I eat it, and I'm just fucking like I'm like a little bit queasy for the rest of the night. Happens
That's
every time.
wild.
Every
Damn.
time. But
That-
all of
They're putting
sorry,
conversion therapy in the chicken.
They're putting chemicals in the chicken that turn the freaking queer straight.
Yeah.
I'm so thank you for
I was
putting
about
that
to
in
say
my
something
lap.
fucked up, but I'm not going to.
Put that good idea. Are we ready to talk about the Baby Yoda
Good
movie
answer.
trailer?
Good answer.
Good answer.
Yes.
Good answer. So, the trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu, which was supposed to come out 4 days ago, but got kicked to Monday because of all of the bad press about Jimmy Kimmel, which was another thing that frustrated me. People going, "This is clearly a distraction." No.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, this isn't a distraction. This was in the chamber, and they dropped it the same day they were about to get positive press for undoing the Kimmel thing. Connor, your camera auto zoomed on you while you were shaking your hand.
Did it really? God
That's
damn it.
hilarious.
It's super
Dude,
zoomed
yeah.
in again.
So for those watching, you've probably noticed I bought a new camera. Honestly, I bought it just because I said fuck it.
It's pretty nice.
And I did not know about the whole auto zoom thing, and I don't know how to turn it off. And I don't know if I can turn it off. If
Well,
I
hey.
can't, because I don't like it, and it's weird.
Can you give me a little zoom out? You give me a little zoom out?
Fuck it. Forget it.
Oh, come on. It worked earlier. It worked earlier when we were talking
There
before.
we
There
go.
we go. All
I
right.
hate this thing.
The Mandalorian.
Well, hey,
I don't
you look
hate it.
great.
I don't hate it, but like it's weird.
So
Also, Kason, I have an Xbox now.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't remember if you knew that.
I
So
did not know that.
yeah,
Very excited
I bought
for
it.
you.
But that spent so much money.
the trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu, the teaser at least, is out now. So I think it's funny. I don't know. I think everybody here has seen the leaked footage from some. You know, it's mostly that action sequence of Din like doing like the Daredevil oneer of him, like the one shot of him like massacring the stormtroopers, and then kind of like a little action montage. There's very little new footage here compared to that. Outside of again some action stuff, we see Din in the fighting pit that we obviously see out of the hut in. What an insane sentence I just. You know, we get Grogu swimming, we get some Zeb action. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? Kason, I'll throw to you first, man.
Feeling pretty good. What are the little dudes called? The little mechanic dudes? I forget.
Anzellans.
Anzellans.
Yep.
Yes, we get the Anzellans with
Love those
Grogu
guys.
traveling through the vents. And a shot of Grogu like shooting sliming the guy.
Quite literally
And-
sliming somebody.
Yes, and the Anzellans like, oh, good shot, baby. Hilarious. Love it. I'm so here for it. As I sent you earlier on Snapchat, the scene where the dude gets his chest kicked in Just, dude, Din Djarin absolutely just blew that man's spine out of his back, through his chest. And
It's
I'm so
remarkable.
excited to see it happen.
It's so good. It's so good. No, I'm really liking what we're seeing. Again, like because I've seen the celebration footage so many times, a lot of this didn't feel new. You know, um, but the presentation I'm really into.
Yes.
Again, like the Mandalorian has kind of held firm in this aesthetic and this visual language of being the Star Wars Western pulp, right? It leans on a lot of those Western things that Star Wars is very, indebted to. It leans on a lot of that Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon kind of, sci-fi vibe. Things like Pirate. Oh, what the hell? Pirate King Gorian Shard, is that his name? No.
Yep.
That is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
It sounded
the
in my mind.
looking guy.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Old Greg. See, I went to say Pirate King Gorian Shard, and in my mind, I kept
Pirate
thinking
King Old
Viceroy
Greg?
X and Pan Shard from Shadow of the Sith, which is the funniest Star Wars name of all time.
I just thought, I don't know why, for whatever reason, my mind went from there to that name to Kason Paratus.
That is also very similar in that like super just pulpy sci-fi name. My favorite thing is to call Viceroy X and Panchard Viceroy Xbox Amphitheater. But either way, the footage is a lot of fun. A lot of the action sequences. In fact, I will screen share. We'll kind of like let it run as we're speaking. For those of you watching at home, the sound will be off to avoid copyright nonsense, as well as us being able to speak. But obviously we have the Razor Crest back. That's something we've known would be a thing based off set photos. I'm interested to see the specifics of that. I think there's a misconception. What'd you say?
It's got yellow trim.
I like the yellow trim a lot. It feels like a marriage of the N1, even though his N1 didn't have the yellow.
That's the Razor Crest. I have not watched Mandalorian stuff in forever. I completely forgot that shit was destroyed.
Well, here's my thing with it. Though. A lot of people are like, how did he get how is the ship back? It was destroyed. I think a lot of people forget that even though everybody in the show calls it the Razor Crest, it is not like that's a model type.
That's like saying the Hyundai Sonata.
Yeah, it's like saying,
we got to get 2006 Nissan Murano.
Yeah,
this guy gets it.
It's not a specific ship. It's a type of ship that everybody just calls by its like model name. So Din could very easily just get a new one. In the same way, it seems he got a new Ambin pulse rifle. I don't think it's that egregious of a whatever. I'm just going to keep re-rolling the trailer while we speak. Roll it again.
Do it.
So I like I said, a lot of it is really interesting stuff. There's a lot of cute, Grogu shenanigans. Obviously, right here we have on the screen with like the little spyglass. Yeah, and I have some theories and ideas in a second. Conor, how are you feeling?
So when I first watched this trailer, I thought it was fine because, like, as I've said before, as I think I've said in previous episodes of this show, Mandalorian, like, in just terms of what it offers for Star Wars, is not super my cup of tea. I'm more of a Jedi guy.
Yeah.
And I guess because, like, I knew this was going to be a movie, I thought it would have that. I automatically assumed it would have that, like, movie type visual quality. So when I first saw that, it was like, okay, this just looks like a more, like not slightly more, but like more expensive, like version of the show. I was like, that's interesting. Because again, movie, higher budget. That's what I assumed, at least. Like, oh, it's a movie, it's a higher budget, it's going to look better. And so I guess there were a couple shots early on where I'm like, no, this just looks like straight out of the show. That's interesting. I mean, I'm not
The budget for the
surprised. I
show was
guess.
high as hell, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like Game of Thrones big, but
Yeah.
Oh,
again,
was
like
it?
everything
Huh.
else, the budgets balloon constantly. You
Yeah.
know.
But again, I also got to remember. I think what I'm thinking of is like the fact that it probably wasn't. Was it shot? Was any of this shot at Pinewood? Do we know? We probably do.
I want to say yes.
Okay,
Look
because
that
like
up.
obviously, you put a side by side of this to Andor. I know, I'm bringing up Andor, but like that was the one show I think we can all remember for sure that was shot at Pinewood. It's a pretty night and day difference in terms of the quality. So I guess I was expecting sort of that level. So not getting that, I was like, that's a little interesting. That's a little weird. But it looked fun. It looked fine. I don't know. Again, Mando and Grogu's not my stuff, but like I know that's like
Sorry,
some of my
shot
families.
entirely in California.
Okay, cool. That
So-
makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Yep, you can tell.
Uh,
You can tell.
see,
I'm serious.
I don't fully disagree with you. I think there's
Listen,
some
man,
shots.
the Brits get it. The British get it.
Hey, man, they're doing Pinewood for the Doomsday and Secret Wars. Speaking of,
That's pretty cool.
stay tuned. Big announcement coming. I've been teasing it for a minute. The announcement is coming, I think, this week or next week.
Huge autism announcement.
Yes, huge autism announcement. Welcome to the Tylenol Tylenol Academy podcast. But no, $5 patrons, buckle up.
$5 patrons get free Tylenol.
Yeah, I'll be sending you extra autistic strength Tylenol in the mail. But
It's the
No,
super
I thought it
soldier
was-
serum.
I thought it was. Oh, God.
sorry, I'm sorry. I'm like you're being funny and you're making the show funny, and I'm like trying
Trying so hard not to crash out.
I'm still angry about the Kimmel shit, and I'm like trying to stay on target. Like I'm trying so hard to I'm keeping it buttoned up. And Conor, this is not a complaint. You're doing what the show normally is, and in the back of my mind, I'm dealing with the Green Goblin helmet telling me to just start screaming about Bob Iger. But I don't fully disagree with you on some shots. I think might
Like it
be
still looks good.
It still
but
looks
again,
good. Yeah.
I guess what we'd all probably expected at one point or another was like, oh, it's shot as a movie, it's got a bigger budget, and so I guess because we're so used to all the Star Wars movies, at the very least having a good amount of scenes in other places other than the US, it's gonna look better. I guess that was my assumption, at least. It's like, oh, it's a movie, it's gonna look better than the show. And so it does, definitely, but like it's not like a hugely noticeable difference. And I guess that's what kind of surprised me a bit.
So I think what's at play there, and because I had the same thing where I was like, oh, this looks very much like the show. A show that looks good, in my opinion, but it still looks like the show. This doesn't feel necessarily, just looking at it, outside of those IMAX shots towards the end of the trailer, which look remarkable. Just the scale of it all is great. What I think might be at play a little bit is I think The Mandalorian has a distinct visual identity and a distinct visual accent, or visual language, I should say. And I think a lot of that is in the color grading. I think a lot of that is in the way that it's shot. A lot of that is, because of a lot of it is that kind of Favreau touch to it. And I think with Favreau in the director's chair, and I think there's a visual continuity at play.
Yeah,
that for sure. Like not necessarily in special effects, but just in shot composition, in how the action is blocked. This feels like a movie of The Mandalorian, and I think that's part of the, I don't want to say issue. I think that's part of this thing of like it doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like a movie version of this TV show.
Yeah.
And I had that as well. And I think it was after I watched the trailer for like the third or fourth time, where I was like really like those IMAX shots were hitting, and it was like because once we hit that, this is the way. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Like once we got into that range, and it's these big IMAX shots, and it's the giant
So
war
hard.
droids. What'd you say?
So hard.
So hard.
So hard.
We get the war droids. We see the AT-AT kind of crumbling.
That was really cool.
Those are, the moments where it's like, okay, like this isn't, even though the color grading and the lighting and the shot composition doesn't feel like a Skywalker saga movie, I'm seeing how this is a Star Wars movie about Din Djarin and Grogu. And that it's like this, we were maintaining a visual language, but expanding it. Because this is also, if I'm not mistaken, the first Star Wars movie being shot entirely in IMAX. Like they say at the end, like forged for IMAX.
I didn't even think about that. I saw Forged for IMAX and I didn't think anything of that. I was like, oh, okay, that's just something they put like, because, they shot a couple of scenes in IMAX. Ooh.
I think,
like, yeah.
I truly think when we get a full trailer that'll have more story elements to it. Tila, I forgot to play it. Fuck. Where is it? I'm trying to find the clip now. Because now here we go.
Trailer.
That is not classic Tila, but that's the better version of it, where he's paying to say trailer.
I haven't seen that before.
Oh my
That's
God.
hilarious.
Wait, Kason.
I didn't know it was Scotty.
So, context.
You know what?
Was that during the 12-hour space, 13-hour Twitter space?
It may have been. So basically, Disney Plus Day in, what was it, 2022?
2020, yeah, 2021, I think.
2021 leading up to 2022, because everybody thought that Disney Plus Day was going to have a big trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Or just like some big Star Wars stuff. And so I decided to make a Twitter space just to like prep for that and like talk about it and whatnot. That didn't happen. But I didn't end that space. We kept it going for 13 hours. So much so that like, I think Christina Ariel popped in at one point. Who else popped in that we were just like, oh shit?
Oh, I don't remember. I I remember just watching the fucking time go. But there were also a lot of big Star Wars media outfits that were very loudly bitching about a trailer not coming out that they were told that they were told by leakers to expect to come out that never came out. It was a very silly day, and Scotty was making fun of everybody as he tends to do.
And every time, and you'll love this, Kason. There were like, even well after the Disney Plus Day event had ended, Scotty would just pop in randomly and just go, trailer in 5 minutes, and dip. And he'd just do that repeatedly.
That's hilarious. I love that.
I wish we recorded it. I'm so bad I didn't record it, but like my phone would explode because that would be 13 hours of audio.
It's very funny. But
also, in case anyone at home is wondering, I am in fact munching down on some coleslaw.
Oh, fucking up the slaw. But I did want to kind of go through the trailer, a handful of specific shots that I am particularly interested in.
Rada the Hutt, obviously.
So Rada the Hutt
in high def.
In high def, high def Rada the Hutt, not the fucking
Cotton 4K.
Yeah, Cotton 4K Rada.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, Sigourney. Okay, that was one of them.
The dive bombs.
The dive bombs. So I watched the Star Wars Explained video. He said that he thinks these ships that are like flying down after Din are he said they look like TIE interceptors, which would
Are
make
those
sense given the era and the fact that we do see Din like kind of rumbling.
Dude, I
with
immediately
Imperial.
thought of droid starfighters.
Thank you. I don't know why I thought they were vulture droids. There's a part of me that still thinks they
it's
are.
because they got the fucking uprights as the wings.
Yeah, the
it looks like, while
uprights,
they're flying
and it
down
looks
like
like
that.
it looks like at the very least, unless you like zoom in and clear and 4K that shit, there's like a head of some sort.
It looks a little too chunky on top to be a TIE interceptor.
But
I could
we've
be
also-
wrong. This could also be like a new type of TIE fighter to sell toys or whatever. But
That is
We ran
true.
into-
I'm not fully sold that it's a TIE
The
interceptor.
fucking Imperial Remnant has a lot of weird ass TIE fighters.
Yeah, did we not
Like-
also run into like reclaimed stuff from the Clone War? Have we not? Have we not run into?
Oh,
that
you
in
might be
Mando?
thinking of the last battle from Rebels and or Survivor.
Yeah, I say Jedi Survivor has like the Bedlam Raiders using the Separatist tech. The end of the Battlefront 2 DLC has the pirates using Arc 170s. But like it's not unheard of.
Right.
And maybe it's a part of me trying to like make ionized bastards shit important. And be like, somebody found salvages leftovers. But it doesn't okay, that's Star Wars. That's Alex. That's Molly. That's Star Wars Explained. I'm not saying you're wrong. You were the undisputed Star Wars movie trivia Schmodown champion for a reason for so long. I don't think they're TIE interceptors. I will eat my Crocs if they are TIE interceptors. I will have pie on my face, but my instinct is telling me those are not TIE interceptors. What I also find interesting, and in some of the like kind of leaked, speculated, like plot synopsis stuff, is that there's going to be something to do with Din protecting Rada, and I just missed it by a sec. I thought I'd get a clearer image. Hold on. And it would make sense if Din is protecting Rada for some reason. A, because he goes to the fighting pit where he's at. And I don't know if you guys can see my cursor on screen. I know it ends up in the recording, but nobody on stream can see it for some reason. This symbol here, while Din's fighting the war droids, that's a Hutt cartel symbol.
Yep.
And one of the other interesting little did-you-knows was on the poster, which I love. If I can nitpick the poster that I like, again, I like the visual. Again, the visual language of the poster I think looks really good, and I like it a lot. That said, there's a funny little quirk here. I'm saving the poster so I can throw it up on screen for a second. What I think is interesting is the twins from the Book of Boba Fett are on the poster. And for those of you who forgot, the twins are the two Hutt twins who send Chrysanthemum to assassinate. There we go. To try to assassinate Boba Fett in Book of Boba. So you throw the poster on screen for a second. I don't know the picture quality on that. I can't tell. It might look like Eli shit.
It's very Eli.
It's very Eli. Oh well. Now, if I can nitpick the poster for a minute, what disappoints me is pretty much everything on here is from season 2 or 3 of The Mandalorian. I think the only things that are not like pulled from either a character poster, the concept art in the credits, or just a still from the show is like specific, like the image of Din and Grogu on top of the logo, the image of Sigourney Weaver, and I think Din riding an ATRT. Other than that, that still of the twins is exactly a Book of Boba Fett. I'm like 99% sure right under the N and right next to the U is Din fighting the Crate Dragon in season 2. Oh, and then the AT-AT up top. Other than that, a lot of these are all like that, like the Anzellans. That's just the character poster of the Anzellans from season 3. Again, like I said, it is a nitpick. It is not the biggest of deals. I just, I love. Again, it's evoking the Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, but also the Western of it all, and I really love that about the poster. But I wish we did get some newer art of these characters. But
did you notice how similar that poster is to an indie poster?
Yes, it is also very Indiana Jones. You're right.
Very indie coded.
But yeah, so it would make sense if anybody's going to be coming after Rod of the Hutt, it would make sense that it would basically be the only other Hutts who tried to take Jabba's palace other than Boba Fett and Bib Fortuna. So I think that's an interesting little nugget there. We also have some of the monsters from the Jajarek board. I saw people pointing out. Now, here's where I think it's very funny. People's like points of reference for certain Star Wars things. I saw that monster and went, "Oh, I recognize that from the fighting pit in Tartakovsky Clone Wars," and my mind did not immediately go to the Jared board in A New Hope. So say what you will about what that means about me as a Star Wars fan. My mind did not go to A New Hope. I went to Tartakovsky Clone Wars. But there's also somewhere in the trailer, one of the aliens, it's like an Amana. I don't remember how the hell you pronounce it, but it's like one of the very, very in the background, maybe not even in the special editions, Glup Shido bounty hunters in that's it. This guy is in the background of Jabba's palace. And apparently, and this is one I am plagiarizing this from Alex, as he pointed this out, and I thought it was interesting just because it's a planet I love and I would love to revisit. Apparently, this species is native to Utapau, and this looks a little Utapau. So maybe we'll be making a visit to the sinkhole cities of Utapau in this movie. I'd like that a lot. It's one of my favorite planets. That's not a fucking.
If I could get some Utapau, I'd like that.
Cool. Also, I can't make up my mind. This cityscape. I have again, and this is what I love about Star Wars trailers, is like we have a trailer for a new Star Wars movie, and I'm just going to go over every single little detail as long as I can. I have 3 running theories on what city planet this is. Not city planet necessarily, but like big, like urban areas. Coruscant is a possibility. I think Dayu is a more interesting choice. That scumfuck city Obi-Wan ends up in at the beginning of the show. But here's what I think it might be. Based solely on something I would like, and also based on the little bits of story that have trickled out so far. We have Rod of the Hutt maybe being hunted by the twins. Nal Hutta is the kind of like domain of the Hutt cartel.
Nar Shaddaa.
It might be Nar Shaddaa. Nar Shaddaa. I've never said Nar Shaddaa in my life. I've never pronounced it that way. Nar Shaddaa. I hate people who say Nar Shaddaa. I didn't even know
that was a thing.
I think it might be the Smuggler's Moon. I think it might be Nar Shaddaa, which is my preferred city planet. It is my preferred city planet. For those of you at home who are unaware, Nar Shaddaa is it's one of the moons of Nal Hutta. It is called the Smuggler's Moon. Think the lower levels of Coruscant, but it's all like that. All of it is as seedy and fucked up and crime-ridden and scumbag-laden as the lower levels are. But it is just the entire planet that is like that. If there was a Hutt conspiracy afoot, I would not be surprised if we make a trip to Nar Shaddaa. But yeah, that is what I'm hoping for on that front. Did we have any other little nuggets you wanted to talk about? Obviously, Zeb, wall run, bow
That's what I was
rifle
about to say.
smashing. That stormtrooper is sick as fuck.
Yeah, I would say that's classic Zeb, like doing wall runs and jumping off and spinning around and whacking somebody with a big stick. I like it.
Same. I also can't wait to figure out why the hell Din ends up in the fight.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What was I just gonna say? Oh, I did think about it earlier, but now that I've watched the clip silently 17 times while we've been talking, the amount of Grogu and the Anzellans almost makes me think that he's gonna get separated from Din
I
and
was
be like
thinking about
with the Anzellans and maybe do like go like on a whole solo dolo mission with them, and then find his way back.
in very tiny spaces. I'm also curious about
Yes.
where that is too, because like it
Yeah.
feels like
It feels like
you know,
Lego Star Wars with a young Anakin when you have him go into events.
yeah,
Yeah.
What I think is interesting about those instances where Grogu is either alone or with the Anzellans. Again, trailer footage very deceptively edited is a thing.
Of course.
One thinks back to the one of my favorite instances of that of the Last Jedi, the first or the final Last Jedi trailer that had the "I need someone to show me my place in all this," and it cuts to like the scene where Kylo's holding out his hand to Rey in the throne room.
Yeah.
That line of even though the
deception.
the emotional integrity of that scene is still the same. It is still Rey not knowing what to do with, not necessarily not knowing what to do with herself, but like being at a crossroads. Even though that scene is like 45 minutes earlier in the movie, and she's saying it to Luke.
Yep.
Right.
It's funny because I think I watched that trailer after the movie, and I was like, "Oh, it's so easier to tell that these are two different scenes because of this, and this." But like, obviously, that's the power of hindsight.
And I even think they show Rey it. I think they show Rey saying, "I need someone to show me my place" and all this, but because of how that scene is lit, it's at sunset on Octo, and the sunset matches the fact that the throne room is on fire.
Yep.
So it looks like it is the same scene.
Yeah.
And again, the emotional core of the scene remains the same, but they are two completely different scenes being kind of spliced together. So, trailer editing is a thing. Everybody loves to talk about, you see somebody shoot their gun in one scene in a trailer, and the next shot is a gigantic structure exploding. And it's like one gunshot didn't blow up a building.
Yeah,
right?
it's like the scene in Saving Private Ryan where Tom Hanks' character is shooting the Tiger tank in it, and it blows up.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's stuff like that. So all of that to say, I don't necessarily know if all of the Grogu alone stuff is connected in a moment, because we have Grogu swimming on what may or may not be Utapau. We have Grogu going through tunnels with the Anzellans. We have Grogu going for a joyride with the Anzellans. I wouldn't be surprised if the Anzellans riding around with Grogu is on the Adelphi base, because that seems to be a similar biome. It's kind of like it's very sandy and there's like kind of an ocean there. So like maybe that's there. Grogu swimming might be on maybe not Utapau with the monster from Jabba's palace, or the alien with Jabba's palace, and like the Anzellan running through the corridors stuff might be whenever they're sacking that AT-AT. Like, I can't tell, but but you're right. They're very much focusing on like Grogu being by himself. And, if I may do the Mandalorian is better than, so much of the Mandalorian thematically is about community building, right? Like those are like the two core themes are like community building and agency. And especially for Grogu. And as the show has progressed, Grogu has been able to do more and more by himself. He has become less and less helpless as the show has progressed. We have gone from shit goes down, close the pod, kick it to the side, Din airs a few stormtroopers out, and then we go back on our adventure. And Grogu intervenes once or twice in season 1. And in season 2, he does a little bit more and he gets some of that training. Book of Boba Fett, we see, Grogu coming into his own more. By the time of season 3, Grogu is stepping in and like resolving conflicts when everybody wanted to start fighting in the spies. He's helping fight the Praetorian Guards. He's putting up force barriers to protect Din and Bo-Katan from that explosion. Like, he's doing so much more as time goes on and on and on. And I think that also says a lot about Din as a character because he is so protective by nature that he is like letting go a little bit and trusting more in Grogu's ability to take care of himself. That it's like, okay, I need you to do a little bit of recon, go in the tubes, go in the vents. Oh, Grogu, this is going to get a little hairy. I'm not going to keep you by my side as a distraction. Swim. We even see during that fight in that cantina or that spice den, like Din like kicks that guy across the bar, like you were saying, Kason.
But every time I see that guy go flying backwards and get his neck absolutely snapped from like he's going backwards, he hits the bar shelves, and then it's so good.
It's incredible. But we see that guy go. We see that go aerial into the bar. And then Grogu jumps back onto Din's shoulder. Also, a little bit of rampant speculation from me. There's a part of me, a little bit in the head, that, going back to the Last Jedi trailer analysis here, y'all remember that shot of Rey with the lightsaber that internet sleuths figured out was reversed? You guys remember that? It's a shot from whenever she and Luke have their little fight.
Yep.
And in the trailer, it's her going, when in the movie, it's her lowering her guard. There's a part of my brain that went, that looks reversed. That like might be that it's not Grogu jumping back on the Din, but it's Grogu jumping off of Din. Again, that's just me rampantly speculating. I have no way to back that up at all.
Quick question.
What?
I haven't watched that specific part back. Is the thing that Grogu slimes the bounty hunter?
No, I think it's just a little rat, like some type of freaky rat inside of the vents.
Okay.
Because I think we can see its little legs too.
I thought it was just its head.
Well, let's
Maybe
go
not.
back.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're good. That's a good question. I didn't consider that.
Let's take a look.
Let me take a gander here. Get back to that moment in the trailer. Granted, it's easy because it's the very end.
Yeah.
With the good shot, baby.
Yeah.
Which I love. All right, let me throw the screen share back up. Hopefully this is good radio as I try to find the trailer again, everybody. For IMAX.
Oh, no, you're right. It is a weird rat thing.
But yeah, like I said, I really like this trailer. This teaser. I'm so goddamn excited for this movie, man. I'm so goddamn excited. I'm excited to have Star Wars movies back. I'm excited for the Mandalorian to be back.
This kicks off a whole run.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get Mando and Grogu, and then we're going to get Starfighter in, 2027?
Uh-huh.
Or is that also 2026? Okay.
Nope, 27.
Okay. And then...
we don't have any specifics, but we still have Dave's movie.
The Rey movie.
Rey/new trilogy, because that's very murky as to what's going to be what.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And
maybe Taika Waititi's movie.
It's taking his time.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see that before 2035. I don't know.
No shot clock on it.
Shot clock. But yeah, so we have, like you said, this Starfighter the year after. Hopefully, Dave's or Rey or James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi movie all kind of fill out the rest of the 2020s. I'm ready to be back. I'm ready to be back in the theater seeing Star Wars movie a year. I miss it. I want to feel like this again. Maybe it's nostalgia. Maybe it's that dirty word. And I'm just excited to be seeing Star Wars in the theater again. But I'm very hopeful and very excited. But
listen, man, I want to get back to that. Well, okay, granted, I was in the right place at the right time when these movies came out because I was in college. So I didn't really have to focus on much with college because, like, it's college. Who gives a fuck? Like, when these movies came out, it was, like, pretty much all hands on deck for me, especially then in 2019 with Rise of Skywalker, Mando, and Fallen Order coming out. Fallen Order, unsurprisingly, taking most of my hype.
Of course. And, hey, I'll say this as well, man. Like, Kason's heard me say this. I plan on taking this whole weekend off. Not from the show. I will be churning out content like a good little piggy. But hot con. But I have every intention of just going to see this opening night, and then on Friday, and then on Saturday, and then on Saturday, and then on Sunday. Like, my letterbox is going to look like a glitch.
And the next day.
Man, dude, that A-list is going to get a workout next year, let me tell you.
A-list is going to be like, please stop.
I joked to my family already. I was like, my birthday that year, I don't want shit but AMC gift cards. Let me just load that sumbitch up. Let me just load that sumbitch up and be like, I need 80 bajillion AMC gift cards so I can just leave the auditorium, take a piss, refill my popcorn, go right back in, baby. Like, that is my plan for when this comes out. Because I'm just so ready to see Star Wars in the theater again. Speaking of Star Wars in the theater again, if we have no further thoughts on The Mandalorian and Grogu, a quickie little story. I have two quickie stories here on our way out. We got this still of Star Wars Starfighter.
Who's the kid?
The kid that Ryan Gosling's going to be taken care of in this movie because
Ryan
Star
Gosling's
Wars
Grogu?
loves grizzled people taking care of children.
Except Skeleton Crew.
I'm going to refer to him exclusively as Gosling's Grogu until the movie comes out.
Gosgrew?
Gosgrew. That's perfect.
Gosgano?
Gosgano? Our last little story here, because like I said, like the main thing was unpacking the Kimmel of it all and then the Mando and Grogu trailer. We have an updated list on how Andor held up at the Emmys. We talked earlier about how the creative side did well in sound editing. Let me just go through the list from the bottom up and work our way back up to the top. Also, Acolyte got sound editing for drama series half hour. But composition, Andor won, or music composition, or it was a nominee, I should say. It was a nominee for sound editing. Hold on. I'm looking at the wrong part. Okay, here we go. This is the things they won. Acolyte was nominated for the half hour one. So, outstanding special visual effects in a season or movie. Outstanding picture editing for a drama series. Outstanding production design for a narrative or fantasy program. Outstanding fantasy sci-fi costume. Outstanding writing for a drama series are all of Andor's big wins at the Emmys. So if I can reiterate what I said before, I think the Andor hype is something that has really worn away at me. And my ability to appreciate the show. We already had so many people being like, I can't believe we're going from Andor. We're going back to Baby Yoda bullshit. Pro tip, enjoy things. Fuck you. Because you know what? Because here's my thing. You got to.
Here's my take on that.
Congratulations, you get your fucking crash out. You know what I like more than Andor? This little son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I like this guy more than that show. I'm mostly being a jackass and being antagonistic.
I like this
But-
guy more than the show.
I can't see who you're holding.
It's a Magna Guard.
Hmm.
So it is
Get that up.
specifically a Jedi Survivor Magna Guard.
Get that shit out of my face.
Why?
I'll kill him again.
salvage. Duh.
I'll
Yeah.
kill him again. But again, if you cannot appreciate that the Mandalorian is about a diaspora of people trying to put their lives back together after surviving many cultural disintegrations, Andor is just louder about its politics. Anyway, Andor is the Mandalorian has as much to do with community and resistance as Andor does. Andor's just louder about it, and it's incredible. It's an incredible piece of television. And what I will say is I'm happy to see genre fiction getting its due in, again, I don't like the fact that genre fiction so often has to basically sap fantasticalness from its DNA to be taken seriously. I find that frustrating. But nonetheless, I am excited to see Andor and Star Wars and genre fiction get the praise it deserves at an award show. So that's nice. Any thoughts on any Andor Emmys, gentlemen?
The only
Head
awards
empty.
I care about are for my sports teams.
Well, there we go.
One of
Well,
which I
it-
hope they get in October. They probably won't, but I hope. And the other team got it. Well, they got it last February, so it doesn't matter.
I got you. And I hope for you.
Undefeated in 2025. Go Birds.
Go Birds,
Go
baby.
Birds.
Beat the Chiefs.
As it was said at the Emmys, go Birds, fuck ICE, free Palestine.
Yeah.
But with all of that
Nah.
said, is that all?
That's it.
We were just agreeing
Alrighty.
with you.
Huh?
We were just agreeing with you. It was a cacophony of, yeah, that part.
Hell yeah. Oh, also, real quick before we do wrap up, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I have. I'm curious to see why there's like on the ocean.
Yeah.
My hope, either Mon Cala or Gliansum. Let's get some
Moncala
modelings
would
up
be
in there.
so cool, actually.
Mon Cala would be cool because you could do the underwater cities. We haven't explored Gliansum in canon, but there's a part of me that just wants to see some Nautilins walking around in the background really badly. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, that's all we got. Kason, where can the living people find you, my friend?
Anywhere that I am, it's typically at Crave Breezy.
Bitchin'. Connor.
Bitchin'.
Instagram, ConmanJFO,
Yep.
Blue Sky, even though I don't really use it. That's at Depa Banana at Blue Sky. Discord. Yeah, if you're a patron, you'll get my Discord. Otherwise, you're not getting it unless you subscribe to the Patreon. So subscribe to the Patreon because Discord's where I'm at most times. Anyway, you can also find me over at the For the Republic podcast. We talk Star Wars there. Also, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify at For the Repub Pod. We did our most recent episode on I forget which Clone Wars episode it was. It was season 2. But we have a new inductee into the Jedi Archives. The only reason I'm saying that on this show is because that inductee bears my namesake on this episode, as it has the last.
Your antics actually got Bryce Harper into the archive because I saw that clip and I laughed very hard.
Yeah, Bryce Harper is now in the For the Republic Jedi Archives, and I'm very proud. I'm very
Love
happy.
that.
Right up there with me getting Soul Calibur 4 in there.
Yes. And then you can find me as a co-host and co-writer of Star Wars in a Galaxy Epic Confrontation trivia questions. You can find us there. You can find all of our past, present, and future matches over at the Star Wars in a Galaxy YouTube channel, and you can find all of our social media mainly at in a Galaxy Trivia on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram. Jarod,
Yes.
where?
You guys can find me personally at Dark Jedi 2552 on Instagram and Blue Sky. And you can find the Nerd Academy podcast or I always forget the other plugs. The All Remaining Systems RPG series is back. Ionized Bastards is over. Oh no, I almost dropped my D6 down a vent. I picked it up to gesture with them and I knocked one asunder. We are back with Luminous Odyssey. We are using the Avatar The Last Airbender RPG system for this one. Michael is retooling that game system for Star Wars. We recorded the first episode last week. I believe Michael is planning on banking a few up before they start coming out, but we had a lot of fun. It is myself, Miss Taylor, who, to tease the upcoming big project on this channel again, you'll be seeing a lot of very soon. But it is myself, Taylor, Alden, and Joe Organa. We are all playing characters in the High Republic era. It has been so much fun so far with the episode we've done. Alden's character, I'm calling it now, better than Thawbor. He topped Thawbor, everybody.
That's wild.
Let that be the ultimate teaser for Luminous Odyssey. Somehow Alden upped the ante off of Thawbor Sheems. So you can find me over there. You can find me on the Mitch692 channel for Pro and Noob. Our episode covering the season finale of Dan to Dan came out today at time of recording. And next week we'll be doing a episode talking about the season as a whole with Jerry the Cannon Junkie from the Bombad cast. Gabby, you're okay. I love you.
Did you guys hear that?
I heard what sounded like a muffled sneeze.
Dude, I zoned
it was
out.
a gasp. That was the loudest thunder I've ever heard in my life, I think. That was wild.
Oh, wow, really?
Just sitting here minding my own
a little bit
business.
here where we're at, but
Yeah, no, just sitting here minding my own business, and then boom, and she said,
I thought it was a muffled sneeze. I thought it was a muffled
Yeah, I
sneeze.
heard something muffled. I didn't know what it was, but I also was zoned out. So
Yeah, big thunder.
But
Scary.
Big
All
Thunder
of-
won't tell you this.
Yes.
But what?
My rap name.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just like the whole like.
I thought Big
just,
Thunder will tell you this was a meme.
No, no,
Like, I
no,
thought
no,
that was
no.
just
I'm
some
just,
type of,
I'm
like,
just riffing on the
archaic,
whole like.
word from the gods. That Big
No,
Thunder
I'm-
will tell you this.
I'm just riffing on the whole like Big Thunder doesn't want you to know this.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even think about it that way. Connor,
Yeah.
that was hilarious. I thought it was funny just the way that I was thinking of it, just like, yo, this dude named Big Thunder, but that was really
Yeah.
funny.
That's fucking great.
I try my best.
But you can find the
Incredible.
Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, and on our website, thenerdacademypodcast.com. Or if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon.
Hey, give me $1.
Speaking of our patrons, patrons at the $5 tier will get early access to the very special project that's coming very soon, as well as exclusive access to the companion series with our very special project that is coming very soon. Big things coming to the channel. I really hope you guys are along for the ride. Taylor and I are excited about it. Like I said, probably this week, $5 patrons, you're about to get a lot to listen to and watch. And that is what I will say about that for now.
Let us know in the comments below if Jared and I should bring back Movie Club.
Listen, this is very much movie club related. This is very much this is very
I didn't even
movie,
know that.
it's very movie club coded.
It's Legally Blonde 3, everybody.
It's Legally Blonde 3.
I don't even know if
it
they're
is-
making a third one.
I don't know. They might as well. But it's very similar to Movie Club. I can say confidently, because of the undertaking that this project has been and will continue to be, if Movie Club comes back, it will be next year. It will be
All right,
if
noted.
it happens, it will probably happen sometime next year. If not 2027, because Taylor and I are doing a lot. It's very Movie Club adjacent. If any of you have picked up on the kind of hints I've been giving, teasing this big project, You may have figured out what it is by now, and I'm still very excited. So $5 patrons get early access, and $10 patrons get shouted out at the end of every episode. So thank you to Brennan Marr of Page Turners. They Were Not, Paco, and Ray Clausen. If you want to hear your name shouted out at the end of every episode, be sure to subscribe at the $10 tier. And you'll also get the benefits of every other tier as well. But with all of that said, Disney, you're a bunch of limp dick cowards. Go to court with the Trump administration. Pussies. If you want to win my respect
wussies.
back.
I don't know why. I just feel like wussies is funnier to say.
Oh, I thought you said.
No. I said wussies. It's like, for me at least, saying wussies.
The more politically correct version of that, and I went.
It's not even that. Well, it's that. Well,
I went
it's
full
not
alpha
really,
pro about it.
It's not even really that, but it's just like, just a little riff. It's just funny when you use, like, sort of
kid words,
like PG words to insult somebody, or like gestures. So instead of giving someone the middle finger, I feel like it's funnier and also kind of more insulting to just give them a thumbs down.
Or do
I saw this one photo.
I saw this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or that. Like, I saw this one photo of someone, like, I think it was like a garbage truck or whatever. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. And like, they just put a thumbs down, and it was just so goddamn funny to me.
That's hilarious.
It killed me. Anyway, sorry, Jared. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I have heartbreaking news. My 3-peat in fantasy football isn't going to happen.
Damn.
I'm gonna lose.
Just like the Chiefs.
I'm gonna lose by like less than 2
Go
points.
Birds.
I'm so upset. But we'll see. But anyway, like I said,
shout out to Jahmyr Gibbs for winning me in my paid league. Love the Detroit Lions. They're about to beat the Ravens.
I'm in 2 free leagues, and one of them I got crucified, and in this one I was supposed to win, and I'm pissed about it. But like I said, patrons, you're in for a treat. Everybody on the main feed, you're also in for a treat, but just a smaller dosage and slower release of the same treat. But you're getting the same treat. But all of that said, thank you so much for watching. We are honored you have joined us, and may the force be with you always.
Stop! Move away from the cookie jar!